NLC versus Governor El-rufai of Kaduna State, and also intervention by the federal government, reactions, lessons, and implications, if any.
It was a very good move that the federal government intervened. Otherwise, the whole of the country will have been in a blackout now, based on the promise of the Electricity Workers Union. And then the NUPEN, which had indicated to join the strike today. It means that Nigeria will have been grounded by now, if not for the intervention of the federal government. The whole essence of this and the whole reasons why there was this uproar is because of the ego and arrogance of the Kaduna State government, led by Malam Nasir El-rufai. In a democracy, democracy is a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. Although Nigerian leaders have taken Nigerians for granted since the return to civil rule in 1999, I think the Kaduna episode should serve as a lesson, not only to the people in the Kaduna State government, but to the entire people who are governing the country. It is also a lesson for the people that if they unite and take a definite stance on an issue, there is no way one man who is their ruler can have any way against them. It is important to note that the Kaduna State government had always ruled the people of Kaduna State in a manner that is very, very undemocratic, in the sense that of all the policies of government since 2015, it is what the governor decides as a person that will happen to the people of Kaduna State. You don't even see the input of those he has appointed either as commissioners or as advisors. Then you don't even see the input of the most important arm of government, which is the legislature. The legislative arm of government in Kaduna State is just a department in the government house of Kaduna State. Because what the governor sought, and he has gotten, is to make the opinion of the House of Assembly with that of the government house just one and the same thing, and he has succeeded. This strike...
But you have not to be blamed.
I'm not blaming the governor. First, you can blame those who are in the legislature. But the overall blame will even go to us, the electorates. The electorates, when you elect somebody that is stupid, don't expect that you will have wise decisions. When you elect a tyrant, don't expect that you will have compassion. When you elect somebody that is dictatorial, don't expect that he will tinker or sympathize with any condition that you are in. Nigerians need to rethink about the kind of people they elect, especially in the legislature. In northern Nigeria especially, we elect people who do not even know anything about legislative procedures. People just contest and are elected into the legislature because they want to improve their economic well-being. That's all. Somebody wants to become rich, somebody wants to marry more wives, somebody wants to build more houses, somebody wants to buy more cars, somebody wants to travel to Ghana, travel to Europe, purchase luxurious things. These are the reasons and issues raised in the minds of those contesting. They don't even know why they are in the legislature. That is why in Kaduna State today, there's no single voice from the legislative arm decrying what has happened first to the workers and then to the people of Kaduna State. It is very, very unfortunate, but the governor is banking on that silence and on the fact that in the whole of Kaduna State, again, all of us are psychopaths. Traditional rulers are psychopaths. Pastors are psychopaths. Malams are psychopaths. Political leaders are psychopaths. There's not even an opposition party today in Kaduna State. If there is, it is a psychopath. Everybody is just dancing to one tune, praising the governor for pains he is inflicting on the people. That is why the essence and significance of the NLC presence in Kaduna State and the issues taken and the position taken and whatever that has happened is important for the progress, not only of the workers, but of the entire people of Kaduna State. So I want to say, first of all, that we thank the NLC for this position. You know, yesterday the governor was trying to make a volte-face, thinking that we will take him the way we used to take him. He has been exposed. It's just like the hen who puts its nyash in the direction of the wind. It has been blown and everybody has seen it. There's no need to make any abracadabra for anybody. When he came out and said that Kaduna State government officials will not attend the call by the federal government until light is restored. He made that statement when already Keiko has already issued a statement that NLC has called off the strike, and based on that, they will now restore light. He wants to make people think that it's because of that statement that we are having light. No, it is not. Whether he had made that statement or not, we will have gotten the light because Keiko has already announced. There's nothing he can do from today that will impress the people of Kaduna State. Only those who are psychopaths and those who believe that exploitation and oppression is their own game, and those who gain from it, they are the only ones that can look at the governor with the volte-face that he is posing with. But for the majority of the people of Kaduna State, I assure you, I am one of them. I can never regard these people and the way they are running the government that they are open. They pretend that they are open, they are not. They pretend that they are intelligent, they are not. They pretend everything good when they are not. Take for example, when in the midst of an industrial dispute, the governor just tweeted that he has dismissed some workers. And everybody will come and bow before him and say that he is the most intelligent person in Kaduna State. I think people need to rethink, what is intelligence? What is education? Education has been in this world before Christ. Aristotle, Plato, Cassius, all of them were philosophers before Christ. So you can see that education and intelligence have been in this world for over 5,000 years. Nobody should pose as an exceptionally intelligent person when he is not. As a matter of truth, there is no position taken by the Kaduna State government so far that exhibits intelligence. That's my own view.
All right. You're entitled to your view. Of course. Let's move to other issues, looking at Senate to begin public hearing on constitution review from May 26 to May 27, also outlining that 2 centers in each of the 6 geopolitical zones of the country will be opened to receive submissions or conduct the public hearing. For you, looking at these issues before now, the heightened agitations, do you see these issues being addressed? Of course, like the president of the Senate is saying, this is an opportunity.
Yes, I think there are agitations from various parts of the country, from various ethnic groups. People are clamoring for self-determination because the system is unjust. The system is not a system that guarantees the rights of minorities. Minorities are oppressed daily in Nigeria, even today. Before independence, there was the Willings Commission. The Willings Commission is an elaborate commission that was set up by the colonial government to look at the plight of the minority tribes. And the report of that Willings Commission was far-reaching, such that if the leaders of today will even implement some of the sections of that commission provision, it will help the country. But you see, Nigeria has become so nepotic, and people now even believe that people are ruling just to the benefit of their friends and families, both at the federal and the state levels. There's no doubt about it. We have countless examples. So that is why there are agitations. My fear is that most of these agitators will not come to these Senate sittings. They may not attend because they believe that there is no guarantee for the Senate to incorporate some of their recommendations. So they may not come. What the government needs to do, in my own view, is just to ensure justice. Justice is the basis and platform upon which every society can live peacefully.
Apart from this channel or opportunity created by the Senate, the review exercise, is there any channel to,
No.
go with this agitation?
No, there's none, because there's no referendum in our constitution. That is why I cited the issue of justice to you. If a president will appoint his relations and his friends to political positions, when the Constitution of Nigeria says that the wealth of Nigeria and appointments should be spread across all all parts of the country, you know there's a problem. When in the Justice Department, for example, Supreme Court justices and their counterparts in the Court of Appeal and CJs of High Court and Federal High Court and other CJs will only appoint their brothers and sons as judges, not minding whether any state or local government is included in that appointment. You know there's a problem. When people appoint their sisters, their younger brothers as commissioners in a cabinet that they are governors, when somebody is a governor in a state and his brother is a minister representing their own state in the federal government, how can there be peace? Who is better than anybody? Do you think that any of them has any better birth at the time his mother gave birth to him than any of us? Who is a slave that they should enslave us because of the opportunity they have just to rule the country? So that is the anger. And Nigerians have bottled up their own anger for a very long time. But I can tell you, no matter how many times the Senate sits, no matter what they try to say in terms of exonerating themselves from biasness, so long as there is no justice, there is no way that these agitations will stop. The agitations are agitations based on injustices created by the ruling class. And unless they stop this, a point will come when they will not be able to do it. A point will come when the people will say enough is enough. A point will come when push will lead to a fight, and there will be no way for them to go. They are thinking that they are amassing wealth for themselves and their families and occupying positions such that when they come to occasions, they read their biodata and they are laughing. This is foolishness as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
So I think justice, doing justice to all manners of people as enshrined in the Constitution of Nigeria, such that every part of the country, every tribe in the country will feel a sense of belonging, is the only basis upon which these agitations will stop.
Okay.
I already said that the governor is unintelligible in most of his policies. I have already said that. When you look at the issues raised by Dr. Abdullahi about what he termed infrastructural development, you see, if you call an oppressor a just leader, you are nothing but also an oppressor.
But have you not seen these infrastructures
let me finish.
On the ground in the state compared to previous administrations?
When somebody is a dictator, because there have been many dictators in the world and they have found psychopaths to placate them. Mussolini would not have been a dictator if people were telling him the truth. General Graziani would not have been a dictator if some people were there to tell him the truth. Mobutu Sese Seko would have not been a dictator if people were there to tell him the truth. Even Anwar Sadat would not have been a dictator if people were there to tell him the truth. We should tell truth to power. This infrastructure you are talking about, is it not done because of human beings? If human beings are not alive, who will use this infrastructure? Who will use them? What is infrastructure if the human person is not involved? The human being is the most important creature of God, and he is the highest. And every policy of government for an intelligent person should be geared towards human happiness. That is the point. Anybody who wreaks havoc on the life of human beings simply because he thinks that material acquisition and profits are the basis of survival, like the governor of Kaduna State has done. He even thinks that civil service is a way to generate money. That's why he can just right size according to what they say. It's not intelligible. People should talk to him that the human person is the most important thing in the entire space. God himself has uplifted the human person. There's nothing. I told this program before the Ramadan that if Muhammadu Buhari builds railways from the ocean to the Sahel up to the Sahara Desert, it means nothing to the people so long as they are being killed daily. There's nothing. Infrastructure is not the basis so long as you downgrade human beings. So I think we should begin to tell them the truth. We should begin to question some of their actions. We should begin to tell them that they are not different from us. For example, I'm older than Governor of Kaduna, of Kogi State. Probably I even graduated from the university before him. You understand? But because he is a governor, somebody will just say that he can downgrade me, which is not supposed to be like that. If opportunity had come, I would also have been a governor. Probably at my age, Yakubu Gawan had already left the presidency. So what are you saying? We should tell them the truth about what havoc they are wreaking on human lives. The most unintelligible act of the Kaduna State government was when in the course of an industrial dispute, you just tweeted as if the Kaduna State government is your own personal estate, that you have dismissed some people in the midst of an industrial dispute. And you are saying this man is intelligent. You are saying even in the whole of northern Nigeria, there's no... It's not true, please. It's not true.
If this opportunity will not address these issues, and more Nigerians are of the opinion there's need to talk and discuss issues or discuss Nigeria, what is the way forward? If
you think that this government can do this, you are only dreaming. They will not do it because it is in their attitude to ignore this kind of agitations. You know, in 2014, President Goodluck Jonathan...
And how healthy is this for Nigeria?
President Goodluck Jonathan convoked what he called a constitutional conference. The recommendations of those delegates were far-reaching. And he suggested that this recommendation be taken to the National Assembly to see whether there was a possibility of incorporating some of the recommendations into our constitution. Unfortunately, he didn't win the election in 2015. You know, the first thing President Muhammadu Buhari said was he will not even look at the recommendation of that conference. So they are
even though also a large number of the National Assembly were of the opinion that even the selection process, in fact, it was unconstitutional, where you have the National Assembly representing the people.
So long as there is no clause for referendum in our constitution, so long as that clause is not there, you are giving the people the right to agitate, sometimes violently. You understand? If, for example, I'm in a local government where every facility of government is denied to our people, every appointment is in government is denied to our people, and I say that I don't want to be part of Nigeria, I don't want to be a Nigerian, since it is not by force. You are only forcing us to stay here. We would have been better people if we were somewhere. You get the point? You are just forcing us to stay with you when you are drawing us backward, and you are not doing anything to guarantee our happiness.
Well, you're citing an example.
With myself, I'm talking to you about myself. I say if I belong to such category of people. So somebody is forcing you to stay, and he is not doing the right thing for you. So what do? Sometimes you may go violent in your agitation, simply because the Constitution did not or does not provide an outlet. The outlet is a referendum. So what the president needs, first, let him address the nation about the so many things that he has kept silent about. Let him address the country. Tell them that this is the position.
Can't the president or a president solve these agitations with an address?
No, the address will not solve the problem. He is only to tell the country his mindset about it, then appeal for calm and make promises that he will amend. But will he do that? He may not. Nigeria pretends to be a federalism. You see, these are the so many lies we tell ourselves, that Nigeria is a federalism. In practice, Nigeria is not a federalism. Nigeria, at most, is a unitary state, as it is run today. It's not a federalism. But what is in the Constitution? We write that it is a federalism. Is it a federalism? It is not. In practice, we are practicing a unitary system of government, with the bulk of powers devolve on the federal government. The state governments have less powers. The local governments are even controlled by the state governments. Where is the federalism? But in writing, that's what we see. So I think I agree with them that the president should, I have added this one, that the president should address the Nigerians. When he addresses them, let him turn out a blueprint that can come and then promise to solve these problems. He may not solve all the problems because he has no time. Whether he likes it or not, in the next 2 years he must go. No matter the luxury he's enjoying in that Asoro, he must go. There's nothing he can do about it. All these state governors and their pretensions, whether they like it or not, those of them that have spent 8 years, they must go. There's no way about it. There's nothing they can do. So let them use the little time that they have and do the right thing, because history will judge them. History will recount how they have oppressed Nigerians. History will recount how they have blinded their eyes to many of the agitations that Nigerians are making. History will recount that they didn't take any step to solve our problems. But I say to them now that it is not too late. They can use the few months that they have to begin to address the problem before the next election. The bill is passed. Let the government ensure that it has cleared all our bushes and all areas that are being manned by kidnappers on governed spaces. Let them ensure that those people are either arrested or shot. Because once they hold guns and they fight our security personnel, there's no reason why they should not be shot at sight in the course of fight. Those of them that arrested should face justice. When the federal government and other state governments have done that, then they can implement this bill and then take it for passage to the president for accent. But so long as government is nonchalant in the handling of this kidnapping issue, there's no way a loved one can be in the bush in the hands of kidnappers when I have money that I cannot go and rescue him. So they must do this first.